So it is workshop moving day, and my mate Dave is helping me out. He's trying to run away. So I should thickness sander, stuff like that. And then we're seeing here, my other mate Alfie's helping us out. Cheers, Alf.
Hey.
Appreciate you helping us, mate. So now I'm just about to load in some wood, and away we go. But look at my new floor. This is when I think we probably shouldn't have gone for white, right? Anyway, never mind. Okay, so this is us just loading the wood in, really. This was my sort of favourite bit. It's my ash and my American black walnut and my pippy oak slab just coming out in a minute. This was the least of our worries, really. The hardest thing to move was the planer thicknesser, something like 450 kilos. We nearly dropped it off the back of the van, which would have put me out of business. So I'm really glad we didn't do that. We did manage to get in the end, but it took me hours and hours and hours to clean the floor up by hand. This is the rough way that we got things to there. So I thought it deserved a photo. That's my drying rack for all my bits of wood. So we're on to making benches now. So I'm just going to show you what we've done so far. Pretty simple benches with the roof that we took down. So we've got a sheet of 12mm ply, made a small frame around it like this, and then just 4 legs. Simple as that. So this is this speeded up. Like we said, it was just a simple bench. We were going to put some like a shelf on halfway down, but we realised we didn't have enough wood to do that and make 2 benches, and it was a bit more important to make 2 benches to start with. So we'll come back to that later on. I mean, overall, it was really successful. The benches are sturdy as anything. They've only got 12mm ply on top, so that I can replace it without worrying about it all the time. Simple as that, really. So we then use that bench to put the other one on top, start making another one. The wood in this was really twisted really badly, and it's getting a bit late, so we ended up just kind of slamming it together, really. Unfortunately, some of the cross bearers are slightly high, so the bench is, I suppose, a bit wavy. But it does the job. It's just to drill through and make a mess of. We've now got 2 beautiful workbenches, thanks to these lovely boys who helped me out. Cheers, Alf. Yay. Cheers, Dave. And that's it. We're set to go. Okay, so we are in the unit officially, but as you can see, we've got a lot of mess to sort out. So the first job I've got to do is to figure out how I can get dust extraction to all of my machines. I'll just show you. I've got the bandsaw, the planer thicknesser, the dust extractor, and then on this table here is going to be the CNC machine, and then the router here. So I've got a lot of pipes from where I had it set up before, and I've got to figure that out. So that's the next step. I'm going to attack that now, and cross fingers. Okay, I don't know what the value is in you watching this, but what we had to do is just detach everything that we all had and kind of figure out what lengths we had. Then we had to reattach all of the gates and other things that we put into the dust extraction system. When I used to have it in the old setup, so it was just a complete pain, really. But we managed to get there without really making any cuts to the pipes. Some of them are a little bit too long, but I might need those in the future, so I kind of left them long for now. And see how we get along. As you can see, you just screw the pipe clamps on, route everything the way that it should be, so that the airflow runs towards the dust extractor, and then you control what's on and what's off just using the slide up gates, the little black things you can see by my feet there. And each machine's got one of those on. I designed it in a way that you can shut off either everything on the right hand side of the dust extractor or everything on the left hand side of the dust extractor as and when you need it. So it's not the ideal solution, but it'll do for now. It certainly does the job fine. And the only problem is having to walk across the workshop to turn the dust extractor on every single time. But we're going to put that on some kind of Bluetooth activated switch at some point as well. So I was glad to get this job done, because it meant this was really the day that we were in business and I could start making stuff again. So I was pleased to get to this point. Okay, so that's the first half done. We've got in all of the key stuff, planer thicknesser, bandsaw and sander. So next I need to move on to the other side, which will be the router table and the use nest machine. I'm missing a Y connector, so I'll need to get one of those and then I can finish it off, but basically we're fully connected. Just one more bit to go. While I'm finishing off here, it's worth noting that all these little bits and pieces and connectors and gates and wire clips cost an absolute fortune. I think it cost me something like £250 to buy enough equipment to plumb all this stuff in the first time round. So it's just worth knowing that if you're doing it yourself. Let's give it a quick test then. Okay, so that's the dust extraction all in. I have to do the last bit when the CNC machine arrives, but that's all ready to go. The difficult bit when I was planning it out was where do you put the gates? Because one gate affects the flow of air to the other one, so it was quite difficult to sort of work that out. So I just did it really simply on a piece of paper, which I will show you here. Look at that for quality. So I've just got the different machines and how they're connected, where the Y connectors need to be, here and here, and then finally where the gates are, to make sure that it's only pulling the air from one, because you want the maximum suction available for one machine. I will at some point need to pull off another line off this because I need to use it on the workbench sometimes when I'm using the router and things like that, so I'll need to hook it up somehow into the rafters behind me here and figure that out, but for now we're in. So next it's putting tools in different places so I know where everything is. At the moment I've still got loads of stuff in boxes, which is proving to be a bit of an issue. So the only trouble is I've hardly got any storage. All I've got is this really crap plastic thing and then just sort of table space everywhere. I need to build clamp racks and all sorts of stuff like that, but I just don't have time right now. I need to get back operational and making wonderful products, so that's my number one priority. So next move is to get all the boxes in here and see what's what and see where I can put it. Okay. So I don't know how interesting this really is to watch, but it's just me bringing in box after box after box after box of stuff from our office where it was all stored, and then unpacking it and sorting it all out. I just think you can't underestimate how important it is to really get everything sorted out and have a place for everything, because then you know where to find stuff. So I just went through the process of absolutely properly sorting every single box out and labeling it and getting everything set up. And even though the small storage unit I had, it turned out to be enough space in the end, which I was surprised about. I think I didn't think I'd be able to fit everything in, but I did. You know, I used the space underneath the workbenches just to store everything for now, all my boxes and stuff. This is me. I'm just unpacking my scroll saw there. I did want to put shelves and doors on underneath the workbenches so that nothing gets covered in sawdust, but I just don't have the time right now, so I'll have to come back to it later on. Nor do I have the wood either. So yeah. So I bought this really crappy Katsu a scroll saw online. You know, it's okay, it's cheap, but for the kind of things I use it for, it's not like I make puzzles all day every day and have to use it very often. It suits me perfectly. So some key tools in the background there, my 240 volt card polisher, which is absolutely brilliant if you want to wax something. I've got loads of a mixture of some really nice tools and some really crappy old ones, but you know, all in all, I've got a full workshop. So I'm trying to find spaces for everything, just took quite a while. I've only got done it! Yeah! I would love to show you around my finished workshop. Woohoo! But for now, this is my perfect workshop. Everything's just perfect, probably the first and last time ever. I'm super pleased to see it absolutely done and ready for action. So now we've got to make loads of stuff for Christmas pretty quick because it's the end of November. So I'll come back to you as soon as I've made something or show you how to make it. Cheers, bye.